That great Paramount logo at the beginning. This is the first one of the Max Fleischer Color Classics in 3-color Technicolor, full Technicolor, and they obviously did a Paramount logo for the subsequent cartoons. That this one is the first one that using their three-dimensional setback approach, and they put all the colors in the clouds, and it's very cool. And like I said, this is the first one of the cartoons in full Technicolor, and this cartoon really shows that off to great effect. With me is, of course, Mike Kazala for some color commentary. And we have our two little urchins collecting wood for a fire. Can they be any more poor? They have rags that they're wearing. They're hungry, they're starving. Very sad. Classic Baker character.
Well, yeah. And another uniquely Fleischer thing is that these store owners are actually kind people.
They're not mean. Well, the world is mean enough to these kids. This is during the Depression, by the way. This cartoon was released January 17th, 1936, so it was right in the middle of the Depression era. And I think showing people in such poverty might actually have cheered up the audiences at the time. This woman looks a little like a variant of olive oil, which the Fleischers were animating when they're part of their Popeye cartoons. A nice piece of bread for the kids. Unfortunately, it's hard as a rock. But these kids have ingenuity. They're smart. You're not going to let a little thing like a stale piece of bread stand in their way. Ah, dunking, that's the solution. Every backdrop has a wall that's boarded up, and
I'm still hungry, Ma. Oh, that's all right. I was only fooling.
You gotta wonder how much of this was experience.
They really do get, as corny as it is or as exaggerated as it is, they really do get the emotion that they want you to feel, you know. These kids are poor. This family is poor. They have nothing. Great song, as usual. Well, it's obviously a real little girl a little boy that they got as the voices for the song. Now, if they aren't pathetic enough, look at their blankets. Let's just give you an extra dose.
The way that they save that for last.
Right. Mom's pretty depressed. Luckily, these kids will dream a solution. No, unfortunately not, but that's a very good depiction of dreaming. I like that. Dreamland is nicely marked. So they clearly go into the correct Dreamland.
Uniquely upholstered.
Now, from this point on, it's a tour de force of 3D backgrounds.
In color.
In color, in beautiful color. Let's get some new clothes first before we eat. Clothing tree. Toss off those rags. We're perfect little kids now.
No, even though he's in a sailor suit, he does not start talking like Popeye.
Of course, this is the fantasy of the 30s. It may be the fantasy of kids of any era, to be able to go to a candy land and be able to eat and play and do anything you want.
And also, another historical note, at the time this cartoon was made, if you were impoverished, you were on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, meaning no social programs.
This reminds me, I'm going to go off topic, but the big boy restaurants, you know, when they got established, they were, the logo was a really big, fat boy, you know, not like he is today. They've made him...
Well, in a lot of cultures, that denoted that he was living well.
Right. Right. Animal crackers on a cake.
I don't think Slim Boy has the same ring to it.
That's really
Whoa!
cool. That's very hypnotic. That's great, because everything's moving. And donuts for the rings. It's a dream, so they can eat as much as they want. They made these sets for these films, and I don't think there's a film of all the Fleischer cartoons where they ever reuse any of these sets.
No.
They just build them once, and they're used once, and that's that.
Well, it's quite possible they only had one turntable and had to tear the set down to put another one up.
Talk about striking a set. They really, that's probably the case, but you'd think that someone would have taken home some souvenirs or something of all these props they built. And I never see any of this stuff.
They didn't know we were going to be watching the stuff at this late date.
They didn't know we'd be watching it over and over again and collecting it on DVD.
They're having spent our whole lives watching them.
Or are completely obsessed with these. But we are. And you must be too if you're listening to us. Ah, nice beds with full blankets.
Yeah.
There's another bed in the background. That's just, I guess, to indicate that this is for all the kids. With pillows and the trees and everything. But it's just a dream. Won't they wake up poor?
Well,
Just as they were?
Get up, children.
yeah, it's the bucket of cold water.
Oh. But unlike some of the other cartoons.
All for you, yes. For you, yes.
And of course, they eat the dessert first. Well, based on the dream they just had, what would you do? He ain't dreaming now.